Hello and welcome. My name is Atticus Digital, and in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make sound logic for your game. I'll be using UPBGE version 0.530 alpha, and this is just the newest release of UPBGE. I'm going to use the developmental build for this tutorial. I will also have a screencast key down here in the left corner if you ever need to take a gander at that. So I have this test here, and we have this crowd of people talking in this room. You can hear it. It's in the 3D space, and then as soon as I walk out of this room, it'll muffle. You can hear it's muffled, and as soon as I step back in, it is back to normal. Alright, so back in the new file, we're gonna delete everything here, and we're gonna add a plane. I'm gonna scale it up by 10. And then I'm also gonna add a cube, and I'm gonna grab it up by 1, and now go into edit mode and press S, Shift Z, and you'll be scaling by the X and Y axis at the same time. We just want to make a nice narrow cube here, and then you want to press Control B to bevel, and just it'll probably go through like this. You just want to press C so it kind of clamps it, and then just scroll your mouse wheel so you get a higher resolution mesh. Click M and merge by distance. Alright, this will be our player, so we can name this player, and we can name the the plane, we can name this ground. Alright, and once you've done that, click back on your player and go into the physics tab and change it from static to character. Also change the max slope to 45 degrees. Alright, add a new workspace up here in the top, and I'm gonna click general and the layout. I'll get rid of my timeline because we won't need it. Drag and bring this window up here, and we're just gonna set this to the logic bricks editor. So now we're just gonna set up some quick logic for our player so we can move around. Click add a sensor and change this to keyboard. You can also click this and just click K on your keyboard and add it a lot quicker. So I'm going to do that 2 more times. So we have 4 keyboard sensors in total. And then you will add a motion actuator, and you'll do that 4 times. You can just click T for the quicker way. Now over here on the keyboard, for the first one, it's going to be W. The second one's going to be S. The third one's going to be A. And the fourth one's going to be D. So this will be just your basic WASD keyboard setup, and you'll just hook it up to this, the one across from it, just like that. Alright, for the W key, I'm gonna make it so the W, if you look at this little gizmo here, the W will be going in the Y direction. So down on here, I'm just gonna make this Y 0.1. And so if you click the P button on your keyboard and then just press the button, we can't see anything, so I'm just gonna add a quick sun. There we go. So if you click W, you start walking forward. Now I'm gonna set up the rest of them. It's a lot easier to minimize these once you've already done them. So S on your keyboard, that'll just be negative 0.1. A will be negative 0.1, since up here in the gizmo this is negative, and A is moving to the left. So now you can move around. But this movement's not that great or anything, so I'll make a tutorial in the future to make a better movement system. You'll also want to add in a mouse sensor and change this to movement, and click this little arrow, this little up arrow. It'll just make it sense for that specific thing all the time. And then you will add in another mouse over here on the actuator and change it to look. And what this will do is it'll change the direction that this player is facing. We need to uncheck the y-axis, so now it's just rotating. It's kind of hard to see, but it is rotating there. So now we'll just add a camera and to put it in the orthographic view. Adding in cameras is viewport sensitive, and we'll just bring it up. Okay. And I'm going to go into the camera properties, and I'm going to change this from millimeters to field of view, and change it to something like 100, just so we have a nice wide FOV. Click the camera, and then click the player, and click Control P, and set the parent to object. So now when you move the player, the camera also moves with it. And we'll need to set up the logic for the camera, so add a sensor, mouse, make it always active, and movement. So if we go into the camera view, I'll also check in the player, go to the physics and check invisible, and then go into the camera view and press play. And so now you can just walk and move around here. The next thing we're going to be doing is just some basic scene setup. I'm going to add a plane, and I'm going to rotate it on the x-axis, move it over here, maybe scale it up a bit, so we kind of have a wall. Go into edit mode, and just extrude this over here, so we kind of have a little room. I'm also going to add a light in here. Area 1 will be fine. Alright, so now we have a space for our sound to play. Now add a speaker. And just bring it up. You can put this wherever you want. And you'll change this to the logic node editor. It's a little bit different. Click new and just change this to sound. And over here, click the dashboard button. It's on the very side. Click apply to selected. So now click Control A and add an on int. And then add a start speaker. And then on int, connect this to the condition on the start speaker. Select the speaker with the eyedropper tool or go into this menu. Now you want to set a sound. This is up to you. I'm going to set it to that people talking noise. An open sound in mono. Now if we go into the game and press P, it'll actually play in 3D space. So you can hear it in the left, and you can hear it in the right. Go away, gets quiet. But if I go on the outside here, it's still playing normally. So now we're going to use this nice thing called use occlusion, and it adds a low pass filter on it. So now if you're inside, it'll play normally, but if you're inside here, it'll have a low pass filter, so it's muffled, and that's nice. So you can adjust these. Smaller value for the low pass means it's gonna be way more muffled, and the transition, if it's lower, there's gonna be a longer transition for the sound to change from muffled to normal. So if I have a higher low pass and a higher transition, it's not gonna be as muffled, and the transition is gonna be very quick. The lower the number, the more the effect. Anyways, I hope you found that information useful, and I'll see you in the next video.